What is up? It is Paristtmpped, Paristtmpped, and I am still stuffy as fuck. Oh, yo. But I'm still gonna do a video. We're gonna keep the streak going. As you know, I got my handy dandy notebook. Today's video is gonna be about dating when you are a trans person, because as you know, I am, and I've dated for many years of my life, more than I should have, but you know, listen, we all do things. So yes, I have been in relationships, and I feel like, you know, I've gained a lot of knowledge, and now that I'm single and I'm just kind of just observing who I used to be and who I am now, I feel like I can give y'all a little bit of the spiel of what I've learned and some advice and all that, what you should be prepared for, all that. When you are trans and you want to date somebody, you know, you're going to have to tell them you're trans. You know, some of us get the privilege of maybe dating somebody that was on our Instagram timeline. Some of us are, you know, maybe dating somebody who knows you from word of mouth or already kind of knows about your community. But if you're dating a stranger or somebody you're interested in, you will need to come out again. Now, you know, that's just kind of a part of the whole spiel. I feel like, unfortunately, it can be a little bit like vulnerable. You'll feel, you know, you'll be put in a spot where you have to basically tell them more about yourself than you would want. But that's just kind of a part of it. You really just do, because I feel like when you tell them, it already puts you in the. Some people are like, oh, okay, tell me more about it. Some people are absolutely fucking not. Some people are, oh, okay, like I don't give a fuck. Like, it really just depends on the person. Don't put everybody in the same category. But with that being said, you do need to tell them at some point. You gotta learn how to understand rejection. You know, I always tell people this story about when I was in college. That was how I was getting the honeys, was, you know, online dating. I would be like, yo, it's good. They'll be like, oh, she look good as fuck. I'm like, yo, thank you. And 90% didn't care, but there was that 10%. Okay, you know, okay, 20%. All right, 25. But you know, there was this one girl. She was feeding to see me. She wanted to see me so bad. She was open minded. She like, oh yes, like I want to hang out. Like I want to show you around here. I want to show you my campus. I want to blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, by the way, I am trans. I don't know if that is like a deal breaker for you. That's usually like my sentence. And no lie, the sentence after is usually like, oh, like I'm bisexual. I don't give a fuck. Or it's like, oh, I don't really care. She was like, oh. When I tell you, her whole demeanor through messages changed. Like, she was like, absolutely fucking not. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, it humbled the fuck out of me. And I left the chat and I was like, damn, like. You gotta understand that people are going to have their own opinion of you. You can't control it. Don't overthink about it. Just let it be. Like, I feel like, you know, me letting it be, letting people have their own opinion, has freed the fuck out of me. And I feel like I don't even really remember any other moments. The only reason that moment stood out to me was only because of how much she was feeding to see me until I said that. And I just found it so fucking funny. And it just stayed in there. Everything else was like, I can't really tell you other times, because it's one of those things where it's just like, so you can't really think about it. You gotta just let it be. Like, realize, like, rejection is kind of a part of life. Rejection is God's protection. You have to see that. Say it out loud. Rejection is God's protection. Like, you know, sometimes you just gotta deal with it and let people choose who they want to be with. And you gotta look more than online. Yes, there's Bumble, like Tinder and all that shit, but I feel like that shit was like hitting the best when I was in college, because, you know, everybody's in close proximity. Everybody's like, you know, everybody knows, you know, you kind of know who you going to see, like you seen them before. But I feel like once you're like out in the world, I just feel like online shit is just too risky, because people aren't who they portray. Definitely in a 10-second photo, like, I don't know, relying on a 10-second photo of somebody, I just don't recommend that. So, you know, me personally, I deleted them apps as soon as I left. There ain't nothing left for me. You know, I graduated college and dipped. Ain't nothing left for me to keep online. You know, that's just my opinion. Of course, like, I feel like I see online a little bit differently. But, you know, it's just one of the things where you just gotta be mindful of who you are allowing into your space. Definitely if you're finding them online, which is why I recommend finding them at events. Go to like LGBT plus events, or go to the club, go to parties, like get outside and look at how many fishes are in the sea. Like I feel like definitely like clubs and shit, like people where people are outside on purpose, and you gotta speak up, push yourself towards them, be like, hey, what's up? Like, hey, you look interesting. I'm interested in your bracelet, or just dance or some shit. Just talk about your interests and let shit happen organically. I feel like with the organic shit, to me, lasts the longest. It has the best effect. It's one of those things where you hold on to. You're like, wow, like that was really magical. All that planned technology, like technical, unorganic, forced, like rushed, oversaturated, generic, stereotypic shit, just leave it at the door. Ain't nothing there. Like, keep in mind, on my 21st birthday, I went to the club by myself because for some reason nobody was available that day. I don't really remember why. So I go to the club and like I'm getting myself a bit tipsy because, I didn't want to get too drunk alone at the club on my birthday. That shit sounded depressing after a while. So I went there. I was having a good time. I was dancing. And then this one guy's like, it's my birthday. And I'm like, yo, me too. And like, to this day, I think his name, I forgot what his name is, but I still have him on Instagram. And I met these two girls with some nice ass locks. And I didn't know who I wanted. I'm like, do I want A or B? So I got both their Instagrams. And keep in mind, I didn't get neither. But the point is that you just never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who's there to just meet people, just have a good time. Like those girls ended up being like people that just like to travel and shit like that. And it really motivates me to want to just make sure I maintain that mindset, which is why I'm living in an RV. And if you want to see my RV videos, just check out my whole entire YouTube. Check out my website. Keep up with the Kardashians, and the Kardashians is Paristtmpped and Paristtmpped and PTT. Anyway, but yeah, like. Get outside. Like, there's people out there, I promise you. So once you go up to them, tell you who you are, and like have a conversation where you eventually come out the closet, then after that, it's just all personality. The person already done accepted you. Don't think about it no more. Leave it at the door. You're trans, keep it stepping. Anyway, here's the personality. Here's me outside of just what I identify with. Like, let them jumble it in their minds. Don't like overdose them with your inner mind, because sometimes people don't understand it the way you do, and it can be seen negatively and actually be a turn off. Just saying. You gotta have pride in yourself. You gotta love yourself and showcase that in whatever relationship you are in. And that's beyond even transitioning. That's just being a person in a relationship. You have to have pride in who you are and go into these spaces and into these relationships with love for yourself, so that they can have love for you as well. I think when you go into it with all this shame and overthinking, the relationship's not going to last. It's not going to last at all. None of my relationships where I was overthinking about my gender lasted. When I was bagging the best when I was just me. Even when I was looking my roughest, it's because I had self-acceptance. You got to just have self-acceptance. You know what I'm saying? If you go into anything with so much insecurity and baggage. You ever heard that song, Bag Lady? I already referenced it in one of these videos. Bag Lady, you go hurt your back. Dragging all those bags like that. I can't false I forgot I'm stuffy as fuck. But listen, moral of that song, you can't bring all that shit with you. You gotta go into these shits confident. Which is why, is that hair that's in my hair, or is that on my computer? Anyway, go into it loving who you are. Don't get lost in your dysphoria. Just don't. Love who you are in that moment. And if there's a part of you that you don't like in that moment, keep it at the door. Just let it be. We are all like that. You gotta realize this is beyond. This is being a human being. Some people love their bellies, and then one day they're like, I fucking hate my belly, and then the next day they're like, never mind, I love my belly again. It's just a part of life. You can't overthink life, all that shit. Overthink the moments when you don't want to associate with certain things. Just let it be. Love yourself, so that you can be in these relationships happy and healthy, not overthinking and ruining yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to ruin the dynamics that you're building. You gotta find someone non-judgmental and not controlling. That's something that I learned. finding someone that just accepts who I am in those moments and lets me grow, and they don't place me in a box. When you're put in a box, you're not going to be able to grow beyond. And I mean, you will be able to grow beyond, but they'll make it seem like it's something that shouldn't be happening. So you want to make sure that you're with somebody that allows you to grow beyond the binary and lets you experiment with who you are and what you love to express as, and just be yourself. You don't want somebody that's putting you to a box. Like, I remember when I was like 14 years old, I was dating this girl, and like, she was like, "Why are you singing? Why are you doing this? Why are you acting like that? You're supposed to be macho." I'm like, "Girl, what the fuck? Who the fuck? Like, I'm just me. Like, I don't know who to, like, I'm sorry that all the other guys you dated in the past didn't sing and shit, but this is just in my nature." So you gotta realize, like, don't date nobody that's trying to change you and change what's in your nature. How do I feel about people that do not want to tell people until later on, just to like fill out their personality? I'm not gonna lie to you, I just don't wait. I feel like waiting gives me crippling anxiety, because, like I said, the chance of rejection, the chance of all that time being wasted, like, it's one of those things where it's just pointless. Just be who you are. A lot of people are fucking attracted to that shit. Attracted that you're not the binary. Going, ooh, I want somebody that goes beyond the binary and lets me realize that I have freedom within as well. Like, that shit, like, I'm telling you, they're out there more than you think. So for you not to tell, to me, just puts you in, to me, it puts you in a crazy position. Definitely with safety, like, safety is a big one. Definitely for my trans women, like, you gotta realize that not everybody will have a great reaction. Definitely if they don't know right in the moment. Just tell them in the moment and get it over with. Rip off the band-aid so that they can just see what's underneath, and you can let it heal as they get to know you, instead of you waiting to show them that there's something that needs to be healed or exposed, whatever the fuck, however you want to see it. And you also risk the chance of misunderstanding. You risk the chance of them like wanting you and then having a misunderstanding and think they're being pranked. Like, you gotta realize how some people don't understand what's going on. You gotta just tell them right, so that you don't put them in a place of like their fucking computer glitching, and then you take it as them being like transphobic or homophobic, whatever you're going through. And it's just like, just understanding that everyone's gonna have their own reaction. You gotta just let them have their reaction in the beginning, before you go through the race, not in the middle of the race before they trip over their fucking shoe, roll, and say that you fucking fucked them up when they tripped over their own shoe. They're gonna be like, "Oh my god, you messed me up during the race because you said that." You know what I'm saying? So just enjoy, but rip off the band-aid before. And you also are gonna start normalizing like having shame in yourself. Like, tell that shit with some pride. Yes, this is who I fucking am. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the trans community? Say for people to bet. That is the point. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to figure out their morals and their standards. The fuck? This is for you. This ain't for you. This is for the community. This is for us. It's like asking them, "You Trump supporter? Are you a Trump supporter?" Hate to say it. Rip off the band-aid. Ask them right away. Let them know what space they're in right away. Because what about your friends when they meet them? What about what? Hey, this is shit beyond this shit. You gotta know what they about in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't be in shit, because I learned what they about in the beginning, and I'm like, you know what? Not worth it. You can leave me back. And my life just keeps going beyond. I have no regrets. You gotta just do shit in the beginning, or I end up in amazing dynamics, or I end up making great friends. You just never know. You gotta have fun. How you gonna have fun hidden? How you gonna have fun in anxiety? Some of you don't have anxiety when you're hiding that shit. I do. Fuck that. Personally. And lastly, don't abide by any social rules. When you do this dating thing, do that shit with some pride. You know what I'm saying? That shit is all that matters. Yo, I have a book coming out next week or 2 weeks from now. Regardless, maybe I think it's pre-ordered until next week. I don't know what. Just check out my website. It's here. Months and months and months and months of effort, trial and error. We have made it to the finish line. At least my finish line. I've only been telling you at the end of the videos because only those that make it to the end get to even know about this shit. I'm very excited. Thank you for all of you who just been encouraging me, supporting all of my content, supporting all of my things, my website, Paristtmpped.com. That shit wouldn't have been possible without y'all. Thank you for all of you who just been tuning into everything, no matter what it is, and just watching me create and just supporting the journey and being a part of the posse. I appreciate you all genuinely, and I'm so excited for what's next. If you want to just keep up with the Kardashians is me. Check out Paristtmpped.com. Paris out. And if you are looking to date somebody and they don't know what to do and they don't know who you are, send them to my channel. Let them see you. You know what I'm saying? You're just an expressive, sexy human being who's looking for love. I'll see y'all later.